Alright, so we're here on the SSG 747 Aware. On the freighter version, we're going to be flying FedEx under FEDEX call sign tonight on Vatsim network. And I got basically a majority of everything set up here, so I finishing up the FMC stuff. I'm already logged into Vatsim here. We got a few towers online, which is perfect. Not sure how long they're going to stay online for, but I guess we'll find out once we get up in the air and then en route. So it's going to be a 1-hour flight from Memphis to Dallas Fort Worth. I'm going to finish up some FMC stuff here. One thing that does it, I already got my route plugged in here, and since this plane takes so long to get prepared and started, yeah, I did a few of the FMC stuff already. Alright, so we got our fuel, we got our payload, around 90% payload, running fairly heavy. Those are weights there. Then, if we look inside of our plane, we can see that there's actually some animated cargo in there, but can't really see it because of the building. Alright, so we'll get rid of the FMC page for our checklist. We're going to go up to the top here, check if our electrical engine controls are illuminated in normal, which they are. Once that's our extinguished at the bottom, we gotta turn on the left and right utilities. We got the battery switch, which is already on and closed. Then we got bus tie switches. We're gonna set those to auto, all 4 of them, and then right below the generators are also gonna set to on. Alright, so make sure that these are illuminated, which they are, which is the white bar on the top half of them. Make sure that those are illuminated, and we go and start our APU. Alright, once our APUs takes a little bit to start up, so we're gonna have to do something while we do that. It takes a few seconds. So what we have planned right now is Memphis. We plan on taking off 36 center is the departing runways. However, things may change depending on the ATIS. I checked the ATIS and we got 36 left and 36 center for departing runways. So we have that tuned into our FMC, but we'll find out once we get clearance to Fort Worth. I got all of my charts. I got some backup charts just in case Fort Worth landing runways change. I got all the 17s and 18s. Looks like that's where everybody's landing, and then again we'll check in there. Anyways, seems like our APU should be ready, so we're gonna hit that, and then we're gonna switch it to APU power. And once we do that, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect our ground power unit, which we don't need anymore. Turn down the music just a bit. Not completely though. Alright, so now we can close our doors. Now that our cargo is all loaded in and ready to go, we'll go and close that. And front hatch will close slowly here. Alright, and then we'll have to do the verify door status, but anyways, we'll move on. We're going back up to the top here. Demand pump selectors, which are down here. Make sure that those are off. I have them on due to I had a taxi into my into this ramp a little bit, so I'm going to switch those to off for now, just to start fresh here. We're going to have to turn them on later, but just make sure we get these checklists correctly. Demand press pump lights are illuminated. Engine pump switches are going to be coming on. And then engine fire switches are all on, in. All the fire pump seems fine. Engines are in. Switches look good. Nozzles, left and right nozzles look good. We're gonna go and turn on our cross bleed. All 4 of our cross bleeds there. And then we're gonna go and move down. Get window heat. We don't turn on our fuel pumps just yet. NTS we don't need. The temperature last hour on the AS was 28, so we don't need that right now. Lights are all off and good to go. We can go up here to the top right, and we can go start with yaw dampers. So these are all good. Going down, this is normal, and good. We're gonna go down here to the packs, and we're gonna turn all of these on. And that was basically this checklist here, which is fairly familiar with. It's pretty easy. Alright, we got beacon light switch, make sure it's off, nav is coming on. Beacons off, strobes off, wing off, logo is gonna come on. Flight director switches gonna make their way on. And lower MFD, let's go and check those doors, see if they close. Not want that. Change that to... yeah, there we go. And then we'll go to lower. We're gonna change this to the doors. Alright, looks like all the doors are closed and ready. Alright, so we're gonna skip these EFIS. Auto throttle mode is blank, roll mode is toga, pitch mode is toga as well. VFD or VFD verified on here. Then we got AFDS FD verify again. Gear lever is down, auto brakes are set to RTO. Display brightness, we'll be fine with this display brightness, that's good. Primary ICAS engine, the primary is already set to that, so. The lower MFD set to engine and verify, so we're going to set that to engine. There we go. Alright, radio tuning, we're going to tune for Memphis Tower, but we're not going to... we'll go and get clearance here. Let's see how much we... yeah, we'll get clearance out here in a bit. Seatbelt selector we don't need, we're flying cargo tonight, so we don't need that. Weather radar we are not going to set on just yet. Transponder we'll set once we get clearance. Alright, flight director switch is on. Both verified, auto throttle is armed now. And we're going to set that up to 210. Actually, we'll set up to 220. We're not flying 737 anymore. We'll go heading with the runway, so that would be... it was 36, so I know it's in the... so let's see what the exact heading of the runway's 36 center is. So... 0. We'll just keep it at... okay, I guess there's no zeros. Put it at 360 then. Right. Okay, we'll do it at 001. I guess that's 0, but that'll be fine. Alright. FD check again. Speed lever. Brake is armed. Or actually, pour a little bit there. It's down. Alright, thrust levers are closed. Make sure. Fuel controls are cut off. Audio control as needed. See, we got some errors here, but that's alright. Just turn that off. Stabilizer trim set in green. So we got stabilizer trim of 75. Already checked that. Ailerons and rudder trim already set to 0. Call and do pre-flight checklist and do that. Alright, FMC. Takeoff reference page, IAS mock, we already have that set to what we would like. LNAV. LNAV, we're going to set that. We're going to go ahead and set our altitude. Most likely 5,000 is what we're going to get, and we're actually going to get clearance up here in a bit. Right after this checklist. Initial settings already set, initial altitude already set. Text and takeoff briefing, we already know. Exterior doors are closed, pushback clearance received, so now we're going to go and get our clearance here. So we're not going to just yet, I'm going to turn off the music here. We can't push back on our own, we have to of course get clearance whenever there's a tower online. So we got 119.7 for Memphis Tower. So 119.7. Go and switch that on, and we'll monitor for a bit, making sure we're not stepping over
really
anybody.
hard and fast. Could you repeat that again? On my screen.
And our call sign for today is FedEx 318 Heavy.
Central aircraft tower is now closed. View com 122.8
Oh,
good night.
he just okay. Well, they just closed. I hate when that happens. I get on just a tad bit late. There's 4 departures and 1 arrival, but Dallas Fort Worth Tower and Center and Approach are online, so it's going to be a fairly short flight, so we'll get there in about 30 minutes, and then we'll contact Fort Worth Tower. So we'll go and just continue, and we're going to go over onto Unicom now. The 12280. And pretty sure the departing runways is still 36 center and 36 left, which will take 36 center. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull up this real fast. I could get my Vatsim back up because I accidentally closed it. Alright, so let's see what we got. Looks like, see where everybody's departing out of. Maybe the runways have changed or something. Okay, where's the tower view? Guess there's no good tower view here. Fine. Okay, we'll still take 36 center, I guess. Why not? Alright, so we'll go ahead and get ready to push out of here. So let's see if our right is clear of anybody. Left is clear. So we'll go ahead and get ready to push on out of here. So let's continue our checklist. So pushback and clearance received. Park and brake is coming off. Hydraulic demand pumps 1 and 4 is coming back onto auxiliary. Then these are going to go onto auto. The 2 middle auto, the 2 outside are set to auxiliary. Fuel pump switches. We can now turn on the fuel pump switches and start pumping fuel. Go and turn those 4 on. We'll leave the middle, which I don't even think we have any fuel in because of how short the flight is. So, other than that, let's get the beacon light on. Go on to both. And let's get the tow. Go ahead and engage the tow, and we'll go ahead and go to high. Oops. Not forward, we gotta do backward. Go. Alright, so now it's on our pushback. We're not going to start engines just yet. We're going to start engines when we are at a complete stop. And then our taxi for tonight will be, I believe it's just Yankee. Yankee Romeo. Actually, no, we'll go Victor Bravo Sierra. Victor Bravo Sierra Romeo. That sounds good. There's no lights here, so I'm going to have to use a little bit of vision there. Let's start our turn. Once we are lined up, about lined up to me, we'll go ahead and stop the tow. Once we come to a complete stop, we have now, engage park and brake. It already automatically disengages him for us. We go over here to the clock, and we're going to go and start our engines. We're going to turn packs 1 and 3 off, so that would be 1 and 3, and we'll go ahead and get the engines started. So let's make sure, okay, displays down there, so we can get 4 and 3 started first. We introduce the fuel for 4 and 3. Once we get this going here, I have to give it some time to start. Once it hits those yellow bars there, that's when we'll start engines 2 and 1. And we'll hear a click from up here. That means the switches are going back. And once those clicks go in, that means we can start engine 2 and 1. Right, there's 2 clicks, and we'll go and start engines 2 and 1. Reduce the fuel for 2 and 1. You can hear the engines outside starting up. We're going to go to the sound here and make sure that we turn down the wind, because the wind is very loud. And then, repeat. We already did that. Go over here. Once 2 and 1 engines are started, we'll go and turn off the APU selector. We'll turn the all the hydraulic pumps onto auto. It should be finishing up here. Alright, 2 clicks. Now that we got that, we could go ahead and turn off the APU. So APU to off. Go and set the 1 and 4 pumps to auto. And anti-ice switches we do not need right now. Packs now come back on. Did I get that? Yep, I did. Alright, so packs are on. Flaps are going to set for takeoff. We're going to go over here to the co-pilot seat and make sure we set it to 20 degrees of flaps. Flight controls, we're going to go over here and we're going to set the lower MFD to flight control. We're going to check, so do full forward. Check. Pull back. Check. Pull left. Check. Pull right. Check. We do full right rudder. Check. Full left rudder. Check. Alright, so flight controls are good to go. So we'll go and set that. We'll go and set this back to we'll go and set that back to engine. Once we have that, we'll go ahead and actually get ready here for taxi. We're gonna go get the brakes set, or brakes off. We're gonna go and set the transponder to transponder there. And we're gonna get the taxi light turned on. And update of taxi briefing. We're saying instead of taking Yankee down, we're going to take Victor Bravo, then left onto Sierra, and then right onto Romeo for 36 center. And we're going to announce our taxi here shortly. Looks like we're rolling. I'm going to go and turn on the parking brake so we could type and not have to worry about rolling. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get rid of that for now. We'll go ahead and announce our taxi. Centers, I think is what it was. 36 center, yep. By Victor Bravo. Victor Bravo. Sierra. It was so. So Victor Bravo, Sierra, Romeo. Okay. That is perfectly there. Alright, and we are good to go, so we'll go ahead and start our roll. Alright, and the scenery doesn't really match this chart. Bravo goes at kind of like a slant, like an angle, so it's going to be kind of weird, but it's fine. Scenery doesn't match up very well. This is freeware scenery, however, for freeware it does look pretty nice. So we'll go ahead and ready to push on to Victor here. Going the taxiway. Push right onto here. Okay, that's a Yankee. I think this is Bravo here. Bravo goes that, so this one's Yankee. Like I said, it does mismatch the diagram a bit, but that's fine. Here is Bravo, and then Bravo slants, and then this is Yankee here. We'll make a left here onto Bravo. Taxing a big plane here, we have to kind of overcompensate for the turn so that we actually can make the turn. It looks like our left is clear, looks like our right is clear. Go ahead and cross runway. We're gonna make a right here. And we are Bravo. So we are going to continue down Bravo, and we'll make a left onto Sierra. So we're gonna go ahead and hide the yoke here so I can see my flight plan. Make sure it turns out correct. Go over here, we're gonna hide yoke real fast. And we're making a left turn through RNAV to Beale. Right as soon as we part on out of here. Go to that first intersection, 358, and then we're going to make a left for Beale. Alright, so while we're out here, we go ahead and start getting our lighting configured. Circuit breakers going. Alright, so now we are on taxiway Sierra. And really just gotta taxi all the way down until we get to the end of the runway. Got a random scenery plane parked here. The wing's probably gonna clip it, but that's fine. Really no way I can get rid of it. Just kinda part of the scenery. Right, we'll put my wing on him here. I didn't actually turn on the wing lights, didn't do that. I'm not strobe. Go So we get these nice lights going here. Alright, lots of taxiway to go. They were roughly halfway. Not even halfway. Oh, the other traffic like logged off or something. Right now it's just me and that other FedEx over there, so quite a bit of people on. That tower was on, but since he got off, I'm pretty sure a lot of other guys got off, or they probably already departed. Now looks like a lot of them got off. Fort Worth Approach got offline, but the tower and the ATIS in the center is still online. As long as the center is online, I think it'll be fine. We're almost there. So I don't think there's any approaches coming into here, at least any that are close. Yeah, we got some departures that are pretty far out, so we just push right into the runway and do an immediate takeoff. We're gonna go ahead and get our charts up here, so we can get our departure chart here. And for now, we'll probably just ignore the height restriction. We'll just go straight up to our cruising. There's no tower to talk to, guide us, so let's go straight up to 340. So we're gonna go all the way down to the last taxiway, so we get as much runway as we can for takeoff, which is taxiway Romeo. And we make our turn. The taxiway, we'll go ahead and here. To eat. Go and turn on our weather radar. Go and make this turn. Go and turn our strobe on. Hitting lights coming on. Runway turn off coming on. Taxi will go and keep on, actually. All light switches are on. 6 and are identified. Our TCAS is on, and line on the runway, and alright, we are on the runway. Alright. We're going to get to a stop here. Down. And move this, adjust some of the stuff, and we're good to go. We're going to hold the brakes. We'll stabilize to 40%. 40%. We're going to release the brakes. And we'll go up to Togo, which is takeoff. Configuration.
80 knots.
And wait till our V-speeds hit.
V1. Rotate. V2.
Positive rate, gear up. Slightly bank to the left here. Get on course. Bank the nose down a little bit. And we'll go direct Beal. Go ahead and turn on autopilot. Alright, and we'll go and increase the speed. 220 knots. And here shortly we'll start bringing up the flaps. Alright, so anti-ice switches, we'll get those turned on here in a bit once we start seeing the temperature rapidly decreasing. And, start moving up the flaps here. On the next page, and then yeah, we just fly the aircraft, or have the autopilot fly us, and then we'll take care of the flaps here. So go up to 1 degree of flaps. We're going to start bringing up the speed to 250. Once we hit 250, we'll go flaps fully retracted. Turn the dome lights down a bit more. Alright, other than that, we're up in the air. And we're on our way to Dallas-Fort Worth. And roughly, I forgot to start the clock again. I always forget to do that. I used to start the clock, and other than that, we'll go flaps up all the way. So that's up. And we're good to go. So go ahead and make sure our systems are good, which they look like they are. So no error messages on our middle display. Go back to the previous, make sure we got everything here. So climb. Once we're above 10,000, which we're half of that, halfway now, we're at 5,200, passed through 5,000 for flight level 340. And then once we get past 10,000, we'll shut off our landing lights and all of that. Right now we're en route to Rick, or to Ricks. And other than that, basically let the plane fly itself. We have our autopilot turned on. See Memphis. A nice lighting of the wing. And hop back up to the cockpit here, and we're passing through 7,700 now. We're en route to Peapock. I think that's how you say it. Peapock, I'm not sure. Go ahead and back in the yokes here. Alright, so passing through 8,000 now. Like the plane is flying perfectly fine. Check our temperature. We're at 16 degrees Celsius. So once we get above 10,000, we'll probably toss on the anti-ice. We'll pass through 9,000, so we'll go ahead and just go and start shutting off lights that we don't need. And we can also shut off the wing lights. Logo light, we can also shut off that anymore, but of course we're gonna keep our beacon, nav, and strobe lights on. Other than that, we're in there, we're flying. Gonna check. Going to, so this is where we're going to here. To the Peapock waypoint, or Peapock waypoint, not sure how you say that. Then our top of climb is roughly... Our top of climb is going to be right after Childer. I think that's, I don't know that waypoint name, but somebody does. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go into the checklist real fast. We're going to open checklist. Passenger signs we do not need, so we're above 10,000. Landing and wing lights are off. Passenger signs don't need. We're not flying commercial today. We're flying cargo. Once we're at transition altitude, set altimeters to standard. Which I think I already set the 2902. So actually, we're going to have to set that to 2902. We'll actually just hit standard. D stands for standard there. Then at transition altitude, if fuel message on, which we don't have. Verify / modify route, which we don't need to do. Honor various systems on lower MFD. So we're pretty much good on that. Alright. Other than that, plane's flying itself. We got 30 minutes, or probably roughly shorter than that now, roughly about like 20 minutes, and then we'll contact Fort Worth Center. Over here to fuel. Let's see how much fuel we're actually burning. We're burning 17.3 kilograms. Once we get to the top of our climb, it'll ease out. Alright, so we'll go and increase the speed up to 265. And we'll continue. Actually, no, we'll go 284 actually. Keep on watching VatSpy so I could see where I'm at. And that way we know when to contact Fort Worth Center. I was gonna do the Alaska event. There's an Alaska event following the deadliest catch. But I figured I didn't know what to fly. It seems like people are flying 737s out of there, so I probably would have been able to do it. But I was just I just didn't know So I ended up flying another busy area, or slightly busy area, which was Memphis to Fort Worth. But yeah, didn't end up catching this in time, so I caught it a little bit late. But that's fine. We saw Fort Worth Center online and some other places. Power and Atis. I flew a flight yesterday from Memphis to Miami, which was a 1 hour and I'll say 40-minute flight. Pretty good flight. Had a pretty good landing. Had to go in a holding pattern because of other traffic as well. Had another guy coming from can't remember where it was, south of Florida, somewhere in that area on the islands. I can't exactly remember, but it was pretty fun. It was like my first holding pattern I've ever had to go in. Surprising, but yeah, had a pretty good landing there. Enjoyed it. Wish there was towers on. I was trying to catch some towers. I was trying to catch Memphis at the time, but Memphis was offline for that, so yeah. Then I flew Las Vegas to San Francisco. That one was actually pretty fun. New procedures for me. Visuals aren't new to me, but the quiet bridge arrival was new to me. The visual approach for San Francisco, 28 left, or 28 right. And it was pretty busy at that during that night. But on the Alaska event, there's another event hosted in October. Sadly, I don't know if I'm going to be available for that due to I have real life priorities during that time, so there's going to be a Crossfire Friday night ops, so there's going to be pretty packed from Anchorage to Fairbanks, which is here in the interior, and I definitely want to attend that, but all depends on my schedule during that time. But other than that, we're almost there. Almost at the crossing point, or the point for here we are, FedEx 318, and once we get about here, we'll contact Fort Worth Center. We can see the traffic, or the things that we're dealing with here. So here's the event up in Alaska. This is the one I was going to do, but I ended up not doing it, again because I didn't know there were 737s coming out of St. Paul Island. I never flew here before. I've never been here in real life. I'm based here in Anchorage. Never flew to St. Paul. Never been there. Didn't know if they were flying 737s out there. People are flying 737s in and out of there. This guy's flying a 767. This guy over here is, these guys over here flying an A320 and a 738. So I could have done the flight. But it was, I don't know. But yeah, I was gonna do that event. Centers online. There's 3 centers online actually. And yeah. So there's gonna be another event up here, like I said, and this I'll be able to show you. Anchorage to Fairbanks was here in the interior. I definitely want to do that, but again, may have a conflicting schedule with that, so find out when the day comes, I guess. So. Alright, so pass through flight level 270 now, and we're sitting at a good speed. We're gonna get our anti-ice on. We're in the negatives now. All that auto, fine. And we'll go ahead and increase that a little bit since the air is going to be a little bit more thin, so it's going to be harder for the plane to climb. So our top of climb is coming up here shortly. We're going for flight level 340, pass through flight level 291 now. We're estimated to cross Answa at 0212 Zulu time. So we got a few minutes until we pick it up there, but that's estimated, that's ETA, so maybe I'll make it there earlier, maybe a little bit after. On that, we're gonna go over here and see what we got going on. A little bit of wind, yeah, we got some winds pushing us. Not very turbulent, but very smooth either. See the ailerons to keep the plane on track. Alright, so we're almost at the top of climb. We're hitting the last waypoint on our chart here, and then we're basically on a straight line all the way to Dallas-Fort Worth. I don't know what runway we're going to be expecting. Again, I chose 17, I believe it was a left. Go ahead and go to KDF ground. So I chose... No, 17 center, I believe I chose 17 center. But we'll check the ATIS once we get in the zone. Once we get in the zone of the ATIS. There's 3 people departing out of Fort Worth right now. 1 person that arrived, and multiple arrivals into. So we're almost in the communication range of Fort Worth Center. And let's see where the cargo gates are. So we got cargo down here in the west. So we might actually, the plan actually might go for 18 right. Not sure until we get there, or until we get in range, and then in the approach range. So we have to make sure that we have 18 right available to us and ready. Let's see where everybody else is landing. So this guy's going, looks like he's going 18. Looks like he's going on the 18 right runways. Maybe 18 right is the only available one. Or 18 right and maybe 7 center. So we'll go for left cargo. We'll go for, or not left cargo, west cargo. Okay, I'm gonna flip this chart here. Alright, there we go. That's better. So we'll go for west cargo here. And yeah, pretty much it. Wait till we get a little bit closer to the Fort Worth airspace. I'm gonna go ahead and play some music here because we got nothing else better to do. We don't have any towers online or anything, so. Alright, so we got the Dallas Fort Worth ATIS now, so we're actually gonna go ahead and check that now. So Dallas Fort Worth ATIS 123.77. We'll go ahead and our pen ready. I'll go ahead and switch.
Pictures in 5 left to runway 17 light and runway 18 left. Landing runways 13 light, 17 center, 17 left, and 18 light. Departing runways 17 center, and 18 left. Simultaneous approaches to parallel and intersecting runways are in use. Converging runway operations in effect. Notices to airmen. Runway 17 light 35 left closed. Please make all runway hold short instructions and assigned altitudes. Advise on initial contact. You'll have information whiskey. Dallas Fort Worth International Airport information whiskey. Kilo 1530. Wind 140 at 6. Visibility 10. Ceiling 30,000 over test. Temperature 29, 2.16. Altimeter 2999. Visual approaches in use. Simultaneous ILS approaches to runway 17 center and runway 18 right in use. Simultaneous visual approaches to runway 17 center and runway 18 right in use. Simultaneous instrument departures in 5 left to runway 17 right and runway 18 left. Landing runway 13 right, 1.
So we got our landing runways now. So we got runway 17 center and 18 right. So we planned that pretty good. Since we're coming in from the left side of the airport or the east side of the airport, we're most likely gonna get 17, runways 17. Let's go and check our bat spy and calling up center here shortly. Go ahead and put the music now. Okay, looks like Dallas Fort Worth now has a ground online, so maybe the maybe an approach will jump online when we get there, or right before we get there. Fort Worth Center, 135.75. I'm just on a monitor. I'm not going to call up
FedEx
this one.
2071 Heavies on the East Corridor, push with it.
FedEx 1471, please start at your discretion.
2071 Heavy Rush.
Redwood 769, Addison Airport, 12 o'clock and 8 miles. Dallas Love Airport, 11 o'clock, 4 miles. Report Love inside. Alright, we'll call you back in a minute.
Alright, get ready. Alright, we're getting there. We'll go ahead and check in
And we have the airport Redwood
after
769.
this guy.
Redwood 769, cleared visual approach runway 13 right. Okay, clear for the visual 13 right, Redwood.
Fort Worth Center, FedEx 318, good evening. With you checking in at flight level 340.
FedEx 318, Fort Worth, good evening, squawk 2240.
2240 in the box for FedEx 318. Alright, and ident. There we go.
Dallas Center, it's Memphis 61 with information with me for runway 17 center.
Alright, Jamaica 061, thank you very much. FedEx 318, radar contact 43 miles northeast of Few. Maintain flight level 340. Clear direct Seaver.
Alright, cleared direct Seaver. Maintain flight level 340 for FedEx 318. Alright, so let's see, Seaver. Let's go and pull up our approach here. Go to arrival, Seaver arrival. Going direct Seaver. Go ahead and whoops.
Redwood 769, wind 140 at 6. Runway 13 right, clear to land.
Alright, so we crossed Seaver at 16,000
13 right, clear to land.
70 knots.
Ground FedEx 4871 ready for taxi.
Air Jamaica 061 to still maintain
FedEx
2000.
1471 Heavy, can you accept runway 17 center at Yates?
Descend and maintain. Just one. Air Jamaica 061.
You should still have plenty of runway.
Plane 71 affirmative, that shouldn't be a problem.
Perfect. Runway 17 center, taxi via November. Cross Yankee, cross runway 13.
November 2nd, was that November cross 17 left, holding point Yankee, FedEx 71 heavy.
FedEx 1471 Heavy, no worries. Runway 17 center, taxi via November, Yankee, cross runway 13 left.
Roger, November Yankee cross 13 left, FedEx 1471 heavy.
Alright. So just had to switch those over because I think there's audio playing through those. I'm not entirely sure. Through the second channel. Not entirely sure, but if it was, then that should fix our problem.
Air Jamaica 061, turn left heading 0, correction, turn left heading 220, 220.
Heading 220. Air Jamaica 061.
Redwood 769, welcome to Dallas Love. 2 left turns, taxi to the ramp. Good evening.
Reverse approved. You have a good night. We'll see you, Redwood 769.
See you. Air Jamaica 061, DFW Airport, 10 to 11 o'clock, 14 miles.
We're going to get permission to start our descent here. Forward center
Air
FedEx.
Jamaica 061,
Let him go.
DFW Airport, 10 o'clock and 11 miles.
How big airport is that? Air Jamaica 061.
Air Jamaica 061, clear visual approach 17 center.
We're still 17 center.
Lower center FedEx 318. Are we cleared to descend at pilot's discretion?
FedEx 318, heavy descend via the Zebra 3 arrival. So yes, affirmative.
Alright, thank you. We'll descend via the Seaver 3, arrival for FedEx 318. Sure, so we're gonna start descending down to 16,000. Usually they always say...
Air Jamaica 061, contact DFW Tower 126.55 today.
Usually they always say...
One tower. Jamaica 06.
Yes, they are real, Patrick Haynes. They are real people. This is, Vatsim. Yes, I don't, who are you? Huh. Name sounds familiar, but yes, these are real people. I'm gonna go 17. Okay, I don't want that. Alright, so we got cross Seaver at
America 1168, Kansas City
16,000.
Center offline, radar service terminated, frequency change approved. Good evening. American 2485, Memphis Center offline, radar service terminated, frequency change approved. See you later.
See you later.
X-Plane is the flight simulator. However, the program that I'm using to talk to real ATC and other pilots is called X-Squawk It's a thing for Vatsim. If you're an X-Plane user, there's X-Squawk. If you're on Flight Simulator X, there's V-Pilot, Squawk Box, FS Pilot, I think, and probably some other ones. But I mainly fly X-Plane. I don't really fly FSX at all anymore. Due to in my opinion, I think X-Plane is a better simulator.
I didn't get a read back. Kansas City offline, radar service terminated, frequency change approved. See you later.
But yeah, the simulator is called X-Plane. The software for talking to people is X-Squawk. That's how I log in. Vatsim is free, or X-Squawk, the plugin is free. Vatsim is free. But yeah. A pretty cool program. Or a pretty cool plugin. Okay, so Deceiver, and then we got Yacht at 6,230 knots. Pretty sure it's already pre-configured in here. Yeah. It says 240, but we'll follow the chart. Yep, no problem. Let's see what traffic we're dealing with, or what tower, and okay, so we got 6 departures coming out of Fort Worth, so we're gonna have some traffic going in. And on arrival, looks like we're the only arrival right now into Fort Worth right now. All the other, there's no more arrivals. Except for me right now. Maybe there's some other ones about to make their way over here soon. Other than that, pretty empty. Looks like the Alaska event is starting to end here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hide the yoke so that I can actually see a map. Once we're on descent, I'm gonna not have to do anything, but transition altitude. Transition altitude, let's see, the altimeter was 2999er. So we'll go and
Oh,
set that.
Center, good morning, FedEx 1470 on heavy, 2,500 for 10,000.
There we go, 2999er. I'm hoping this is going to
FedEx
be a good
1471
good
Heavy,
approach,
Fort Worth
so.
Center radar contact. Climb and maintain 17,000.
FedEx 1471 heavy, climbing 17,000.
Oh, looks like one of them's getting offline. The ATIS is just came offline. So he was running the ATIS. Hey Brock, so maybe I think the tower's coming offline.
FedEx 318 Heavy, DFW altimeter 2999er, Whiskey Strength.
Altimeter 2999er, and we do have whiskey on board for FedEx 318.
Thank you.
No, I'm not a real pilot. I have plans in the future to get my private pilot's license, but I'm honestly not really that good. There's a lot of things that I mess up on. It's mainly the approaches, the taxiing and departure and everything, and mid-flight, like cruising altitude, I'm fine with. I could do that no problem. But when it comes to approaches, which is probably like one of the hardest parts of communications, at least. I could fly approaches no problem. I can do communications no problem, depending on what it is. There's still a lot of things that's new to me. There's a lot of things I've never heard of, a lot of things I've never communicated, said over anything like different types of arrivals and everything. So there's a lot of things that I do not know. Approaches I'm still rusty on. It's just that whenever the ATC tells you 5 different things to copy and repeat back, it kind of it does slip through my head sometimes whenever they say, and we'll probably get it in this approach here, and I will probably mess up. So yeah. It looks like the tower got offline, but we still have the center, so that's good.
FedEx 1471 Heavy, climb and maintain flight level 380, clear direct SICAN.
1471 heavy, climbing 380 direct SICAN, thanks.
Full impression of an Memphis, I've done the one I think I could go to the Irish United Mitchell Whiskey.
Call sign was a little blocked. Say again on Fort Worth Center frequency.
November 903
November 9er Kilo Yankee, Fort Worth Center, squawk 0504, mode Charlie. I'm sorry, November 9er Kilo Yankee, squawk 0520, mode C.
Alright, so we'll go 121.8 per second.
November 9er Kilo Yankee, thank you very much. On departure, turn right heading 190. Wind 140 at 6, runway 18 right at Yankee, clear for takeoff.
One nine zero, good takeoff, 114 right now.
1471 Heavy, we're going to log off for CA2 good day.
1971, see you later.
Did I start with small planes? Actually, no. I started actually flying. I don't fly Cessnas or anything like that. The smallest plane I've probably ever flown on Vatsim was probably a Dash 8 Q400. I don't do touch and goes. I did not start with flying Cessnas on Vatsim. I actually started using 737s and 747s right away, and of course, like airliners and freighters. General aviation is not my type of thing, like, you know, Cessnas and all that. I'll fly them offline. I just, you know, I don't know VFR that well. Like, I don't know a full VFR flight that well. I looked up a few tutorials on how to do it. That way I could fly, like, more Alaskan type of flights and stuff. But, I really actually started out, like, my first flight was with a 737. Flying on the West Coast. I think my first flight was, like, Seattle. Like Portland to Seattle was like my very first flight, just like a short 30-minute or so flight. But the thing is, though, I was familiar with the aircraft, I was familiar with the plane, I knew how to work everything, and of course, my first time on Vatsim, I didn't know communication, so I actually had a script next to me. But yeah, it was just small planes I did not start flying.
FedEx 318 Heavy. Visual approach runway 17 center. ILS also available if you want it.
Roger, we'll expect, we'll take an ILS for 17 center for FedEx 318.
Roger, expect the ILS approach, sir.
Alright, so we're going to take the ILS for 17 center. I love ILS approaches. They're fun. Require a little bit of, well, actually it's already pre-configured for me, but I like to be a neat freak and have my plane lined up perfectly. So, yeah, let's see what we're at. We're at 19,000 now. Let's go and increase the descent rate a little bit more. So we'll hit Seaver before, or 16,000 before. We're going to get our pen ready here so that we could write down whatever he throws at us. Pretty sure here shortly is going to be the confusing card.
November 9er Kilo Yankee radar contact. Verify your current altitude.
I'm at Kilo Yankee, passing 3,600, climbing 10,000, heading 190.
So we are going to be taking
November
17
9er Kilo Yankee, thank you. Clear direct Waco.
Yep.
Kilo direct Waco, number 9 Kilo Yankee, thank you.
Welcome. FedEx 318 Heavy, proceed direct Bossy on the 17 center localizer. Maintain 6,000.
Go direct Bossy and we'll maintain 6,000 for FedEx 318. Alright, so direct Bossy, and we're going to be cleared down to 6,000. Oops. Here we go. So Bossy is our first waypoint for the approach. Go ahead and increase just a bit there. Go and zoom in. Let's see, we'll go ahead and start slowing our speed up to 270. Here we have our checklist ready. We got descent. We'll go ahead and set the auto brake to 3. Set VREF, don't need that. Auto brakes, okay. Alright. Descent procedure checklist. So descent checklist is good. Alright, so soon we'll probably be expecting a turn, and then descent, and the local notification for intercepting the localizer. See what traffic we're dealing with. Got 5 departures and 1 arrival, which is down on the ground. So we're the only arrival right now heading in there. Alright, we're gonna shut off the anti-ice. There we go. Alright, we're approaching 11,000 feet here shortly. Gonna go ahead and decrease the descent rate. Now it's just quiet until we hear something back, which we probably will hear shortly. Go ahead and align our heading just in case we do. so 10,000 feet, we'll go ahead and cut on the logo and wings. And we're not going to turn on the, we're not going to turn on our landing lights just yet. We're going to do that once we're, be right before we make our final turn. Stars glitching through the ground. Alright. Alright, almost there. 20 nautical miles out. Alright, and we're gonna slow up to 250. Now we're past for. Oh, my X-plane stopped working. Oh, what are the chances of that happening? Oh, man. Oh, what a shame. That's terrible. That is horrible. Right as soon as we're about to make... that sucks. Literally probably just about to get turned on to final and my game crashes. Oh, man, I'm not doing that flight again. I am not doing that flight again. I don't know what crashed it, but every time I went to that area, it never crashed on me before, so... I don't know, it's probably because of the scenery I have there. It might be because of the scenery, but it's the scenery that I ran on my old computer and before that. But apparently, I'm assuming that's what crashed my game, was the scenery probably. But I'm gonna double check that, and yeah, that does suck. I'm gonna have to check the scenery files, but other than that, I have no idea. I mean, if it's not the scenery, I have no idea what else it could be, but that's, I mean, I'm assuming that's what it is. Alright, I'm gonna check something real fast. See, I wonder if I'm pretty sure I have a scenery for it, but... Anyways, I guess that's the end of the stream for now. I was hoping that I would be able to get a landing, but guess that's not happening. Alright, other than that, I'm just gonna stop the stream here. That's pretty depressing, but guess I'm on to something else now.